Ready? Am I recording?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that, you guys. So I want to speak about a DUI incident that I've been hearing about, and it finally came out in a report. My son was reading it to me the couple of days ago. I've been meaning to talk about it, but now there is a DUI incident. Now, when I say incident, I mean incident because a lot of people think DUI crashes are accidents. They're not accidents. So I want to make that clear. DUI crashes are not DUI are not accidents. They're incidents, and I say that meaningful and powerful because it could have been prevented. You know, the person that was drinking and driving, if they wouldn't have chose to get behind the wheel, there would have been never that incident would have never happened. You know, it's just a selfish act on a person to sit there and drink and drive. But because if it was an accident, honestly, nobody would get in trouble. Nobody would get locked up. There'll be, of course, investigation, all that. But once they notice it was just an accident, it would be just an accident. So in this case, there's a DUI incident. Now, I'm not going to give the counties. I'm not going to give the counties or the districts names, the school districts, because it just happens to be two of the districts that I speak for every 15 minutes. None of the schools I speak for, but the districts I do. So there was a principal that was for elementary school. And well, first let me tell you a little bit about the districts. Okay. He came from this one district that not too long, just about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, the district got found for a lot of shady stuff. And a lot of people got arrested. A lot of people, and it just happened to be one of the districts that I actually went to school for. Plus one of the districts that I actually speak about every 15 minutes for. And so this particular person, I'm not going to say his name for respect for the districts and the schools. The schools, you know, do help a lot of people out. So when all this went down, this person went to another district, same county, but another district. And he went for elementary principal for elementary school. So just not too long ago, this principal for this elementary school went and he was driving under the influence. He was intoxicated. And unfortunately, he was in an incident, not accident. Remember, he was drinking, so it's not an accident, it's an incident. So he was in an incident and just unfortunately happened to kill a family of four. Yes, a family of four. And two younger kids, a person and his wife. Like I said, I'm not going to give no names, especially to the people. I mean, it's out in the public. It's already, I've heard a little bit about it before it happened because, everybody knows, I do speak at public events and at every 15-minute programs for the high schools and, associated with some programs. So I have heard about it, but, I never spoke about it until it came out on, to the public. So I'm not going to say the names or the counties or the districts for respect to the schools. For the driver himself, honestly, I can care less because he did it to himself. But he killed a family of four. So now he's going up for 4 cases of vehicular manslaughter. But you see, it could have all been avoided if he wasn't selfish and didn't get behind the wheel while he was driving under the influence. So in this case, the elementary school, got him on suspension until further notice. So in other words, if he gets off, if he gets a slap on the hand, they're still going to hire him back. Which, if that's the case, then yeah, you know what? I will come up here and I will say his name. I will give the school name he was working for and the district's name because that's not right. because of a selfish act, him driving under the influence, it would have never happened. Period. It would have never happened. Period. And now I don't know if you guys been, paying attention to, what's going on and stuff, with all this cover up stuff that they're putting on the news. But a while back ago, there was a district that was found. A lot of people got arrested. They were found doing some shady stuff, some real shady stuff. They went to, they had a meeting up in Las Vegas. They put it down as a meeting, but it was more a vacation. They paid for everybody's room and board, for everybody's dinner, for everybody's. So they went up to the party for their drinks and their, so it was a big thing. I'm not going to get too details about it, but it was a big thing. The district was spending a lot of money. Come to find out, So, anyways, he came from that district, and he was one of the persons involved in that whole thing. But he became a principal at elementary school. So this goes to shows that he never learned from that lesson from the district he was with before. He was in a higher bracket in the other district before all that went down. He actually took a little I don't want to say pay cut. Well, I guess you could say pay cut, but a lower step from his position being a principal at an elementary school at that. But he was actually involved with the district. He was working in a district office. And, he took a step down, went down to a school. He was a principal at the school. But in this case, he was driving under the influence. He was drunk, plain and simple. He was drunk. He was, I want to say, the 1.4 or 1.4. I forgot exactly, but I know it was 1 point something. So he was like double, almost triple the amount when they found him. Now in his case, he was fine. Nothing happened to him. He was, but the people in the other car, unfortunately, it was a family of 4, and they all passed away because of this guy's selfish actions. Because he wanted to go have fun. He wanted to get, instead of calling Uber or a taxi or having a backup plan or being more responsible and say, what, I'm gonna go drinking. I want to make sure I have a ride. I want to make sure there's somewhere I can stay at night at. I want to make sure I have somebody to pick me up. I want to make sure I got enough money for an Uber. No, instead he went driving. And now he's facing 4 counts of vehicular manslaughter. And it's a sad thing. So not only his family is suffering for him, like I said, it's a ripple effect, not for the people that's involved, not just for the people that was involved in the incident, but for the families. So now, this person's family is grieving for everything he's going through, plus grieving for the other people. Now, you see, here's the thing about, for people that has feelings, for people that cares, when you drive behind the wheel and then you go and kill somebody, it's killing them. It's not an accident. It's not. You're killing somebody. You may not be picking them out of a crowd, but you're killing somebody. Somebody's becoming your victim. And you have a conscience. You got to live with that for the rest of your life. You got to live with that conscience, knowing what you did for the rest of your life. There's no time in the world that can be given to you. Your worst time is your conscience, knowing that you killed a family of 4 or whoever it is that falls a victim of somebody's driving drunk. Now, I know, like in my case, for example, I was supposed to die, but I made it. I was in a coma. They were telling my family, pull the plug, that I had no chance to live in, but I made it. And it left me completely blind, left me with 1 leg, multiple surgeries. I still got multiple surgeries. I still got brain swollenness. If I have a seizure or bump my head and I do want to pass away, the person that was at fault, that was drinking behind the wheel, will still get charged for manslaughter. And it can be 20 years down the line if my cause of death is because what happened through my accident, because of a seizure or something, which I never had seizures before. They'll pick that person back up, and you know what? It's just unfortunate event. So in this case, I don't know this person personally. I never met this person. I know it's the one of the districts I speak for, one of the counties I speak for. Um, but this person has to live with the guilt for the rest of this person's life. And the family of 4 that passed away, oh my goodness, their families, their immediate families, their extended families, their friends, their loved ones, the pain and suffering they're going through. It's unfortunately, and then the ripple effects they have from it. Like, for example, just my ripple effects alone, I don't tell you guys 95% of my ripple effects that my family's going through. And we're going through it. Trust me, we're going through it bad, but I lived, I was blessed. I really was blessed. It just, unfortunately, this family didn't make it. And yeah, maybe they were blessed in their own ways because now their spirits gets to live on and they get to become their family's guardian angels, but in the same time, it's sad because the pain that the loved ones here that's living physically in the physical world has to go through, knowing that they died from a drunk driver. They died from a cause that should have never happened. They died from somebody's selfish act, driving behind the wheel drunk. And that's just a selfish act and all. So I'll go ahead and leave it there. There's so much more I can say to this about this. I'm trying to keep details out of it. I just want to give the basic of what's going on and what happened just not too long ago. I know more details, but I'm trying to talk without giving too much details. So I'm just giving you guys the facts. I know if you look up the reports and stuff, you can get more details just through the report than what I'm giving you here. But it's not my place to give that because, I'm just sending a message out. Don't drink and drive. Be responsible. I'm not saying don't drink. I'm not saying don't go party. I'm not saying don't go have fun. We're humans. We got to have fun. Period. Just be responsible if you do decide to drink. If you do decide to go party, be responsible. Make sure you have a backup plan. Make sure you're cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. Don't drink and drive for everybody. I'm trying to send a message, something I'm powerful. I'm very passionate about, and it hurts me down to my soul when I hear incidents like this because it could have been prevented. It really could have been prevented if somebody's decision wasn't so selfish and just thinking about their own personal self. In this case, he didn't make it home. In this case, he's looking at 4 counts of vehicular manslaughter. So in other words, at 4 counts of murder. And it's not cool. It's not cool. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. With that said, make sure you tell your loved ones you love them before you leave your house because you're not guaranteed to make it home. For example, this case here. So make sure you tell your loved ones you love them because you're not guaranteed to make it home. Be blessed and stay blessed. Be safe out there, you guys.